Start mileage 34.
Gray Mitsubishi.
Control is wondering if they can assist.
Who's asking?
State Patrol.
Gray Mitsubishi.
No, we should be good for now. Do you guys have access to anything that might show like any geocaching in the area?
Yeah, I pull up.
No, we should be good for now. Do you guys have access to anything that might show like any geocaching in the area?
We are live, but we're going to give it a couple minutes here for other backseaters to join. And for me to put my seatbelt on. We're live, but we're going to give it a couple minutes here.
Squad 236. He advised the incident occurred while she was driving from Minneapolis, and the suspect is still in the vehicle, going to be a Teresa Ramos, currently yelling at com.
Welcome, backseaters. You are with Under Sheriff Mike Martin, and we are in the city of St. Paul in Ramsey County in the state of Minnesota, and we are patrolling and just leaving the back of the law enforcement center here, and looks like there's a lot of work going on in the city right now. I'm looking at the calls and actually in the county, and we will see what we can respond to here. Hopefully the rattling sound that I had last week is mitigated now. I moved the mount for the camera, and hopefully that will help eliminate some of the rattling, and we will see. I'm sure you will let me know. There's a lot of road construction, so we have to kind of cut around on back streets as much as we can. It's a beautiful day. It's about, I'm gonna guess 85 and sunny right now, and we are up just north of the state capitol and driving around looking to see what's going on. I'm gonna pull up here for a minute and see what the calls are assigned. I'm hearing a lot of rattling though. That's bugging.
Copy, 1523.
Sorry, we're kind of off to an awkward start here, but I want to make sure that it's not too bad here. Let's see, we got some shoplifters, we have an auto theft in Maplewood, where an enclosed trailer was stolen. It's a white Discovery Endeavor. It has no license plate, and it's 78 inches tall, 66 inches wide. We'll see. That's going to be a tough one to find. There's an accident on Galtier and Thomas.
Can you show me that Johnson on Sealy, please?
So nothing too interesting in the pending calls. So we'll just go about our business here.
For you know it. There's no geometry in the area available.
We're on Winter Street and we're just passing Capitol Boulevard. So we're directly behind the Capitol. And we're to come out to Rice Street here. We have to sneak around because the university has so much construction. It was a pretty busy weekend, but not a lot of problems on this side of the river. Minneapolis had several major incidents. They had one fight on the corner of 5th and Hennepin that turned into a homicide when one of the females involved in the fight got in a vehicle and ran over the group of people with whom she had been fighting, and killed a 16-year-old girl, injured, I believe, two 17-year-olds and two adult males and an adult female. So it was, unfortunately, there was a viral video going around of the incident, and it was pretty brutal to watch. So fortunately, we did not experience that over here, but there were a number of minor things. One of the things that we saw the last week, there were a lot of threats going around about schools, people bringing guns to school and school shootings. A lot of that was, I don't know if it's bots or people who were sending them to schools nationwide, but a lot of it was very similar. So when I got a text from a friend yesterday that there was a threat to the high school my kids went to, I was concerned, but I didn't think it was, I didn't know if it was part of that same thread that was going around. But come to find out, it wasn't. It was a kid who was a student. The New Brighton Police Department did a tremendous job of getting on top of it, identifying the student, and finding the student and doing a follow-up search warrant to ensure that there wasn't a gun. And I just wanted to give a shout out to the New Brighton PD for that.
2718, your PCN case number is going to be 174.
I saw a woman down here that,
174.
I think it was a woman who was down on a skateboard or now stretching out. It might be a dude, I don't know. But I just wanted to make sure they were okay. Hi there. I was just checking to make sure you were okay because I saw you down in the skateboard. All right. Okay, you're doing good? All right. Have a good one. She was down on the ground by her skateboard, and she was stretching out, but I thought maybe she fell off, which is what I would do if I was on the skateboard. But she said she was all right, so. So we're on Alfelt Avenue, just north of University. We're north of, several blocks north of University, and we'll just check out the Frogtown neighborhood here for a little while. Oh, SpaghettiOs! Guy almost backed out into me. That would make for a bad day. Don't back out into a police car. If you're gonna back out without looking, try to hit something other than a police car. There's an accident up here on Thomas. I know they have medics here. Someone sustained a cut knee, it sounds like, but no serious injuries. Vikings pulled out a big win yesterday. That was fun to watch. I actually missed the first quarter because I was mowing my lawn and trying to get done in time. But I caught the rest of the game. good one. The Vikings can go 2-0 to start the season. And we'll see. Sam Darnold's looking good.
283.
Justin Jefferson's always a great receiver.
Be advised that we did get a call from the other half for Vries and Hawthorne reporting similar.
Copy that. I'm blocking.
It's that time of day when the schools are getting out of session, and here in Minnesota, it's 3:30 in the afternoon, and a lot of the schools now, they run a little later schedule than they did when I was a kid, but when I was young, we got out at 2:10 when I was in high school, but we had to start really early, and now they've decided that kids perform better when they sleep in more, and they push the schedule back. And I don't know enough about it to argue one way or the other. All I know is
1532.
our standardized test scores are going down, so maybe they should have them start even earlier. But that's easy for me to say because I don't have any kids that are still in school other than college. So, but I think it did, pushing the times back did make it easier for those parents that have to get to work but don't need to leave that early to get there. So I can see the pluses and the minuses. We are westbound on University Avenue. I want to go down here because I heard the McDonald's closed on University and Snelling, and I heard they were moving a big loon, statue of a loon. So I want to see if that's going on yet. But also I want to see whether or not the McDonald's closing has had an effect on how busy it is at that neighborhood and where people hang out, because that corner has been problematic in recent months. And I'm going to a community meeting on Wednesday that is regarding issues with the Metro Green Line light rail area, which this is on. That's the light rail train on the left there, hopefully you can see. And make sure that I can, speak with some clarity about what I see going on down here. Although the primary responsibility for the Metro Transit is the Metro Transit Police Department, and then obviously the secondary would be St. Paul Police, because they are responsible for the majority of the areas that are adjacent to train tracks in Ramsey County in the city of St. Paul, until the tracks go into the city of Minneapolis. And then the sheriff's office, obviously we help with issues in the city of St. Paul, and therefore we respond to incidents that occur here as well. So
you can also clear the dangerous condition on patrol.
Copy.
We're westbound on University at Victoria, right by the Best Steakhouse on the corner here. I've never eaten at that one, but I've eaten at other Best Steakhouses. I don't know how the best can be more than one. I think one is the best, but there are several Best Steakhouses. There used to be one on Central Avenue in Minneapolis when I worked over there, and I know there's one in Maplewood. Well, it might still be in the city of St. Paul. Scratch that. But I haven't eaten at those.
515 Albert Street. South on an extra property damage.
you're out there and you're thinking about maybe a career in law enforcement and you're in the Twin Cities area, we are hiring corrections officers right now, and we will be posting again for deputy sheriffs. Take a look at us, you know, and you may say, oh, well, some other people pay better, but our working conditions are great. We have a sheriff that believes in doing law enforcement and keeping the community safe, and it's refreshing place to work, and it's a great career. We definitely have some people who want to be police officers someday, or deputy sheriffs, and if you're doing that, you're going to school for that, consider working as a corrections officer for us in our jail. They pay well, it's got good benefits, and we will help you as much as we can get through the process, and then hire you if you have a good track record once you're done. So it's a great path into policing and law enforcement. We are monitoring all of the St. Paul channels, all the Ramsey County channels, some metro-wide and statewide channels, and some other specialized channels. So if something kicks off, we will know, and we can respond or keep you informed if we're too far away of what's going on. Lady in this car next to me, or actually one lane over, she's just grooving over there. She's got the feather boa going too.
Squad 236. 236 in the squad breaks for 180 Webster Avenue West for disorderly. 3 people in back of the building, 1 knife. 1 person has a knife and 2 people have guns. They are currently at each other.
I'm gonna look up that call.
Squad 2 assist, 236.
So there's a call of an argument between some people. One male has a knife, and they say the others have guns. But we are quite a ways from that. So the McDonald's is still standing, and
maintenance is part of the site. Maintenance, not security, is wearing all blue. Males with guns are wearing all black. They live in a 190 building. So I can currently hear people yelling. Some guns to be put away.
8-6, actually. 52 meters ahead.
52 meters ahead.
Boss, do you have any weapons or call?
Yeah, copy.
so we're northbound on Snelling. I just had to drive through the intersection there. It's a lot of people loitering in the area and on the light rail platform. I apologize for the silence, but I was trying to hear what was being said by
is wearing all blue. Males with guns are wearing all black.
a couple people that were all arguing.
190.
I copy. We have a different agency telling you this as well.
Confirm Roseville is responding as well.
I copy. Once you keep those Roseville cops clear, we'll figure it out.
Copy 5044.
So the call with the fight
53 or 53.
with the guns and the knife is right on Larpenter, which is the border with the city of Roseville. St. Paul just canceled the Roseville squads that were responding. Not sure why, but
Copy 283, a couple blocks out.
sometimes it can be a little easier to communicate if you don't have multiple agencies coming and
You can disregard.
you have plenty of squads responding.
Just one character.
Stand by. Squad 237. Be advised the males were left in between buildings. 1547. Squad 241, go ahead.
Call 2 to the 6, they're not west.
Copy.
One of the witnesses heard someone yell, "Put the gun away," and then the males
283
left.
is going to at the south end of 190 Larp.
Copy. Alpha 2 at the south end. Over.
We're going to kind of slowly work that way, just in case. Very likely, we wouldn't be needed, but you never know. In case things go south, at least we'll be close. And not really sure why they canceled the Roseville squads, but hopefully things don't go south. So that's a separate call where they just set the suspects outside. That's on calls on the east side of St. Paul.
144, copy this. We're selected back to 681 University Avenue West, Station 18. For 3 males using drugs in the alley. 144, we're 10 more. Copy. I'll give you the address. So you got to go. Copy. Make sure you copy.
There's a weapons call on the east side of St. Paul. And
Check on this. Is that what it's called?
someone's saying that a guy has a gun over there. I'm not going to give the address, but a lot of guns in play today.
Wilson, we did call back. Almost picked up. Let me send it to Wilson Mail and they'll pick it up.
So it's really tough when you're responding to a call like that. We know that a lot of the times when someone says someone has a gun, it's not true. It's a false statement that's made to try to get us to get there faster, or a person might threaten that they have a gun.
Can you put my call back in pending and hold it for me?
In reality, they don't have a gun. But you have to still respond with that in the back of your mind that they might have a gun. And, that's,
76 Ocean Street, closure for there was a low lying, demo maybe a low area.
it's a tough one to navigate sometimes because you don't want to overreact, but you want to be safe and handle a call safely. So a lot of times you just have to kind of take a deep breath on the way to the call and think through, your options and how you can approach the call safely, even if someone does have a gun.
This is a Wabba shop.
We are eastbound on Larpenter Avenue, and we are approaching Lexington. And just slowly working our way over to that area where the reported fight involving guns and a knife were, just to tell the St. Paul officers are safe. St. Paul squads are out with a couple of potential suspects who
357 squads on to this. There's a ton of construction coming in on Johnson Parkway.
say that they say they don't appear to have guns, the ones that they're approaching. I'm sure by now they've patted them down to make sure they don't have guns. And then at that point you can kind of de-escalate and make sure and try to get the story of what happened and why you're being told they had guns. And you know that threat is mitigated.
Is there a phone number for anyone to call?
So we're going to continue here eastbound on Larpenteur, even though they appear to be good now, and then we'll they've not found a victim or the other individual involved, so hopefully the fight's over and
Rachel is currently not back in the house.
the officers can get the information and clear.
We're a smoke detector alarm at 1554.
I'm looking now at pending calls, sorry. The one on Wilson is way far to the east, and
5385 Tango.
no use going that way.
You can send me the accidental property damage if any.
There would be under 5W.
Came out for black male
pending eastbound Larpenteur from Lexington, 5-minute time delay for a male in a silver 4-door pointed a black pistol at the cockpit. Continued eastbound. Driver was a white male with a beard. No further info. 50%.
So we're right there, and we'll see if we see a vehicle or a male that fits that description eastbound on Larpenteur from Lexington. We're
way to station south towards 94. He'll be on the right side of the building as you're looking at the entry guard.
If the delay wasn't too far off,
I'll go in the 1300 Wolf Squad.
we might be in the area. We're just now passing where those St. Paul officers were out with the fight earlier. So we're looking for a white male with a beard in a 4-door silver car. It's pretty vague, but
there's a vehicle driving east on Larpenteur, male in a silver quarter sedan, put out a black pistol. No one needs to go on the driver with white male with beard, and only at 1557.
looking up ahead of us, I'm not really seeing any silver
8233
sedans.
Okay.
But we'll continue up to 35E here and see.
Two 238.
241.
238. Hatch and dealing narcotics. Brown SUV parked on Hatch. Completed 3 drug sales within the past 30 minutes. Vehicle is occupied by 1 black male threat.
241 touch.
All right.
238 copy.
268 283.
283.
153 Cesar Chavez at the Clinica. Immediate hang up for 911. Automatic system on callback.
6 copy. 83 copy.
Information squads out of West on a weapons complaint from about 10 minutes ago. Callers requesting a phone call. They were driving eastbound on Larp. Male in a silver sedan pulled out a black pistol. Male continued eastbound on Larp. White male, beard. No further. Information squads only.
So we're going to turn around here and go back westbound on, excuse me, back westbound on Wheelock, because they seem to have heated up a little bit here in the Central District.
120 Cadillac at the Science Museum for male skipping the
So I don't
property.
want to
Dash to leave. White male, 30s, 5'10" average. Black hat, gray shirt, and black pants. He's in the elevator. That's access points to the parking lot. 1600. We got some shields and cops inside. Do we have any units outside yet? 5-4 Tango. We are on the southeast, southwest corner.
I'm going to turn down the radio for a second just so.
We're all the way down in the main entrance to the right. So I don't know if you're on the spot. We're at the very end.
If any of the bad guys are listening, they don't hear what's going on with the officers that are in the building related to the one with the gun.
53 and 85 Tango in that area. 8295 traffic.
8295.
7th Street in Oakwood with more X-ray Victor 899.
7th Street, Oakwood.
So we're south on Rice Street here. And looks like Washington Technology School.
Bad Minnesota,
Minnesota.
Minnesota, no call below 169. I made contact with the cop. He takes her husband to the side. She doesn't know where.
2269.
It's going to be the closest point from 1256 and 1276. And it's going to face the highway, the new wood barrier. Clear yet. Right outside the right at the border. We forwarded the phone. I'm going to keep ringing so I'm not even getting any chance with the occupants in the hotel.
We're southbound on Rice here, approaching Maryland, and right by the old tin cups.
Did you have a case over? 235, your number is 174 498 174 498. Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
No.
And we're south on Rice at front by Mama's Pizza. Radio's quieting down a little bit here.
Use downtown 532 up 101 5th Street at the U.S. Bank building. He's going to check on the welfare of a female by the main entrance after talking to her. White female, 70s, 5'10", gray hair and a ponytail, purple down jacket, yellow suitcase. Copy. 606. Alright, you can cancel that other squad. I'll advise on this. 23698. Copy. 606. We're making contact with one.
We're on Rice and we're going to go eastbound on Pennsylvania here.
5385.
Head over to the east side because things are coming down.
1895, sorry, I lost my train.
If you're hearing some rattling now, that's because we're on Pennsylvania, which has a lot of potholes and crashes. Should get a little smoother. So we're gonna move over into the east side here.
3 buses. What was the female name? Call it. That's the name. Emmerich, all belongs to it, Lord. Sorry, Dennis. I only have 4 push out. There's no name of it. Yeah, forever. Thank you. 531 away with 529. Yeah, 531. Burger. Can you pick up some video and suspect information?
We're on Phelan Drive, headed over to the east side of St. Paul.
Yep.
And we'll go up through some of the busier areas over here and see what's transpiring.
You guys are looking for yourself. We're going to get more.
We 42 to the squad. That's going to be the female that occupying the apartment. She should not have any other male with him, and we do not know who that person is.
Gonna go north here on
Where I'm at. What's your phone?
Payne Avenue now. I don't know if you can hear it, but in the background there's an alarm going off, like a smoke alarm in the building, so that's why it's hard to hear the officer
You guys need more
talking.
squad there.
332, I think we're pretty good on cars. We're just trying to get cooperation.
Copy, I'm in Hopeful. A call at 3970 Woodbridge Circle. Caller would like to be speaking on for possible victim of fraud.
337.
Checking that air for 2610.
Was the name of the male half given by chance?
Rosebush Medical Circle High School.
Copy.
780. Looking at RMS, there was a previous call at that address for an aggravated domestic assault back in March, where this victim, Lauren Scarset, called. Same address, same apartment number. The suspect at that time was a Trayvell Jamal Lofton, date of birth 7/20/89. I'll add that information to the call. But just so officers are aware that could be a possible suspect.
So that information that was just given to the officers on the scene was from our real-time information center.
During this call, the victim, which is Lauren, stated that the male has this Lofton grabbed a knife and cut her with it. But that's the only thing I'm seeing right now. We'll do a little more taking and let you know.
So they're able to monitor the radio and then provide information to the officers on the scene if they can find any past history or information.
November. First up, Trey Bell, Tango Romeo Alpha Victor, Echo Lima Lima, middle of Jamal, date of birth 1989, 7/20.
345 phone number associated with that mail.
From this last call, it was 651-387-2205. So like I said, this call was March 31st.
So we're over here. I'm signaling to go north on Arcade from Maryland here. Drew drive past the Johnson High School. Another area that can get busy when school lets out. Right up here on the left is Johnson, home of the Governors. It's looking pretty quiet outside right now.
FYI, he does have a previous conviction for carrying a firearm while on a phone call.
Yes, 17.
So we're still north on, excuse me, Arcade, which turns into Highway 61 as it passes into the city of Maplewood. And we will be there soon. Right-hand side is Phelan Golf Course, one of St. Paul's public golf courses. I'm going to cut over on Frost here.
345 Tango. 345. So that first name given, I called him and made contact. It's going to be a negative. Possible suspect might be a Deshaun Alexander. Copy. I got the left. Deshaun Alexander.
We're on the east side of St. Paul, but we're straddling the city of Maplewood. And a lot of people out and about.
Response to jail records and defendant Deshaun Gregory Alexander, 223-94, blackmail threats, 7 warrants for firearms.
What's going to be? You want to go towards it? 246, you can keep it out. You can cancel 236. Copy.
That's 211. Squad 531.
531, French.
Was that you clearing?
Affirmative. Clear advice on block shot. 378 to 307. Can you respond down to this part center? Or 378, we need someone with breaching tools nearby.
So that squad was asking for breaching tools. In other words, pry bars or rams to get through a door so they can breach the doorway. And not every squad would carry those. As we continue eastbound here on Frost,
Can you just have medics stand by for this?
I'm going to...
I did put 3-2. You can give me any in-house thought.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to go north.
I did put Alexander.
White Bear. We'll see if our little fans on Flandreau are out there watching us.
Doing working in. Oh, sorry. Have that thrown.
345. If there's anybody available on their car or whatever, can they try giving that number a call and try to make contact?
Yeah, 332. I'll give it a shot.
I sent a photo of Alexander to all of us, so that's fine.
And 6-3 to the domestic. 332, the number has been disconnected. Okay. And they're ready to try doing verbals on the PA.
Our friends were over there in the yard. They came out waving. It's always fun to see them.
I think they were here from the yard.
So we're northbound on White Bear Avenue here.
Copy that. Copy. Just a handful of yellow cars. The communication kind of diminished while we're still trying to make verbals from inside.
Okay, 357, hold off on verbals in the hallway. We're going to start them from out here on the PA and see if we get your response that way. Jan, are you in the rear? Yep, we're in the rear. Okay.
So the St. Paul squads are doing everything they can to make contact with the male that went into the apartment with a gun, and so they're slowed down the situation and just deliberately making calls, trying to find out what's going on, looking for other ways to make contact with the individual, and doing everything they can to not make matters worse. So PIC states that they found their missing daughter and are asking for officer assistance due to her being aggressive.
370, I'm just clearing the range. I can check for that team and bring this in.
Hi, please. Trying to work on PA's names.
Spot 246.
246?
E5s, we do have an additional call for 200 exchange. It appears that two adults have somebody being pinned down and subject to screaming.
Hi.
northbound on White Bear Avenue at Beam.
Tony, like an assist, I can start that way. 6-4, confirm. You can cancel 5-1.
2351, you can be clear.
DOT, so I can take the call. Thank you. We can have a message. Super one, I copy. You can sign it back out. Thank you.
Copy at 1631.
Sure do. We can potentially come out with the upstairs neighbor. If you're still in contact with her. 338, I can do that.
Grab the drone just in case.
So we are in Maplewood. We're
After video.
gonna drive through the lot here at the Emerald Inn. And this is a spot where we often find stolen vehicles or vehicles that are wanted for other reasons.
357. Can I be here for a second? Just for info for everybody that's here now.
But
Okay, so our caller
New message.
said what she said when she called
New
the police
message.
about he's got a gun and he hung up.
New message.
She was also in contact with her upstairs neighbors throughout the day. Just prior to her arrival, she was on the phone with the neighbor. The neighbor saw police and said that we were here for her boyfriend. She asked Lauren to come outside. Lauren was crying, and she said that she can't. Called in and we have not been able to make contact since.
Copy. Brandon, do you want a rolling thunder up there? I can grab it from H2.
Copy our remaining contact on this ID.
Multi-RV contact.
At 1633. Be in round.
4-6 copy. This is related to this, of course.
New
I think
message.
your medical here.
Copy at 1633.
All right, so sounds like St. Paul is making contact with the suspect in the apartment, so hopefully that's a positive development and they can resolve that situation. So I ran a couple license plates there at the Emerald Inn. One was clear, the Kia, the white pickup truck. I got a hit, but the hit didn't match up with the name of the registered owner. It was a similar name.
Copy. Switch it up, 10-1.
If we can get a supervisor over here. Somewhat of an RA incident. Hopefully.
Central or downtown beat boss to exchange and deal. Copy with a 207. 530.
So that call was to
207,
Copy 207.
a person in crisis downtown St. Paul, close to the Excel Energy Center. That's the screaming you can hear in the background. They're getting medics there to assist, but the officer also asked for a supervisor to come over because they are required, if they use force on someone who's resisting arrest, they are required to
really able to talk about it.
get a supervisor over there. So we're going to pull over this car here that's speeding, and we'll just give him some advice as long as he's got a license, valid license. We will just ask him to slow down. I'm going to run the plate here quick. 482. He came up real fast behind and then passed me.
New message. New message.
386.
I'm going to start with a phone call to speak with our comp first until other spots are available, just so I can get more info from her.
Copy Tracy, dropping in back. You mentioned the physical. There was no gun mentioned. She said there was no gun involved today. It was just physical and verbal.
How do we feel about asking the female if she's able to exit the apartment via one of the bedroom windows on the side of the suspect?
All right, she was the registered owner, and I already had run the plate, and it came back that she had a valid license, so I just advised her to slow down and sent her on her way.
No
she seemed very nice and
342 after
apologized.
she's able to sneak out through one of the bedroom windows and have officers receive her when she comes outside.
Sometimes it feels a little awkward sometimes when people are saying, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, well, I'm glad they realized that what they did was wrong.
342.
What's up, guys? I don't have any stickers. I gave them all away at State Fair.
Oh,
Are you guys skateboarding?
yeah. What is it?
Fun, yeah. Just be careful. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Did you guys just get out of school? All right. Well, have a good day, guys. We'll see ya. Thank you. Cute little kids there on the corner. Skateboarding. Again, it must be that time of year, but I always worry that they're going to fall off and break a wrist or an arm or a leg or something. But I guess they have to learn like I did.
Medical spot back at 1457 Marshall Avenue. Went down to the sidewalk, FLETCHER, Ridge. We fully continue to say that the doors are supposed to open. I'm not sure if it's been barricaded or locked on the place.
So the reason why we do traffic stops is to try to change behavior, get people to drive safer. It's not to punish people, although people that are driving recklessly or carelessly may need to be punished. But people who understand that what they did was wrong and you think they're going to change their behavior, you don't need to write them a tag. Back in the day when I was a young copper, I might have thought that I needed to do that to show, for some reason, my level of activity. But the reality is we're not measuring output, we're measuring outcome, and outcome is safer streets where people follow the law and drive safer, and at the same time hoping to develop some respect for law enforcement. I'm sure when that young lady saw the lights, she was nervous like we all would be, and wondered, is she gonna get an officer who's gonna write her a bunch of tickets and yell at her, and
Information
instead she got
Hospital issued out a Coon Rapids for a Dayton Mackay Bell, born in 2007, and a Joseph Blaze Godfrey, born in 2003. Pickup and phone issued for second-degree robbery and false imprisonment for both parties. Handgun was involved in the robbery and not recovered. Information is not at 1640.
So, you probably heard the dispatcher say that our cops alert had been issued, and then gave the information on the two men who were the suspects. And the a cops alert is basically an alert that if we run across a person, run their license plate, or run them for some reason, we will get a notification that they're wanted or that they, to be safe, sometimes it's because the party's suicidal, and it just depends, but just to get the information out to other agencies statewide.
234 Tango.
With those guys, there wasn't a license plate attached to that, so
234 Tango.
and if you run across them and don't know them, you're probably not going to know who they are until you run their name, and then you'll get the notification. If there's a vehicle, then it gives you a little more to look for.
239. 239. 241.
241.
246.
So for anybody who may have just tuned in,
East Squad,
I'm Under Sheriff Mike Martin. I'm with the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. We are in Ramsey County, which is the capital county of the state of Minnesota, and the capital city would be St. Paul. And we're actually just north of St. Paul in a suburb named Maplewood. And I'm on routine patrol. Don't get dispatched to calls because of my position, but we'll respond to calls if needed and do traffic stops and whatever else. And about 4 years ago now, Sheriff Bob FLETCHER
345 Bingo.
Started live streaming his patrols to try to educate people as to what we do as police. And here's another good example. I have a young kid on I can't tell if it's a motorcycle or a scooter behind me. And he's required by law to wear eye protection when he's on that, and he doesn't have it on. So I'm going to see if I can stop him once we get into a little safer area. And hopefully he doesn't take off. If he does, I don't think I'm going to waste my time or risk chasing him because it's so dangerous. But I made eye contact with him and he smiled, and he doesn't have a license plate either, which he's required to have. So we'll talk to him and see what's up quick.
135 EOT.
Six two.
Are you able to start for this medical at 11:59? County Road E. Moving for a possible stroke of 48-year-old male.
Yeah, you know.
Thank you.
Business. 155.
55.
156 Tango.
Negative.
157. 58. 58. Okay. Sorry about the delay for that. Have a great day. 640.
518.
All right, I'm gonna just run him quick.
23.
Seems like a nice kid. Of course, any kid that doesn't swear at me is a nice kid in today's day and age. What's your date of birth again?
New message. New message.
There it is.
53 area.
Alright, he's not wanted or anything. He does have a valid license, but he doesn't have a motorcycle endorsement.
53 Tango.
So I'm just gonna give him, let me run something else, but the bike doesn't have a plate on it, but that's because you can't license them to be on the street anyway.
Tweet since I copied the DGC, squad back, Striker, and Baker for dangerous conditions.
So I'm just glad he didn't take off from me because I hate chasing motorcycles because it never ends well. Other than the guy with no shirt on here about a month ago, but that's because he ran out of gas or it broke down. All right.
You are on scene of upshot or is official. White SUV is abandoned in lane of traffic at 250. One go. 386.
386. Any changes to the
Yeah.
386?
You want me to come out? All right.
380.
He wanted to take a picture so he could show his friends. Here's the deal. This kid had a valid license. He doesn't have a motorcycle endorsement. The motorcycle's not registered, but it doesn't have to be because it's not supposed to be on the road like it is anyway. So I explained to him that if he, instead of writing him tickets, use that money to get his motorcycle endorsement. And he said he has a helmet at home. I said that's not going to do him much good if he falls off. So he was a nice kid. Then he wanted a picture. I explained to him that there were thousands of people watching him right now, and he just kind of smiled. I thought he might want to make a statement. So I told him to get the motorcycle home safely.
50-35 thing work before.
And he lives nearby, so shouldn't be an issue. Someone, a young lady that works at Joe's Sporting Goods, when I was there the other day, said, "You're a YouTube star." And I said, "What?" I go, "I don't even have not a YouTube, TikTok. You're TikTok famous." That's what she said. And I said, "I can't be. I don't even have TikTok." And she said, "Here," and she showed me. People apparently take little sections off of the YouTube and Facebook and put them on TikTok and then make comments about it. And apparently I am. I don't think I'm TikTok famous. I'm just TikTok material, apparently. I think I've heard TikTok is owned by the Chinese, and there's all kinds of issues with that. So I just laugh when I think of some poor Chinese people watching to try to learn something from what I'm doing. That's not a good job. Maybe that's how we punish them.
Squad 262. Paper. For the latest update, the subject is wearing glasses, not a bandana.
We got you.
At 1557.
So we're southbound on White Bear Avenue. We're going to drop down into the city of St. Paul. Hopefully this person stops there. All the construction going on now. There are a lot of the semaphores that are out. I'm not a fan of those Tesla, whatever that thing is. How did we get from a sports car being a Porsche or a Corvette to basically a rolling stainless steel box? I'm not sure. The good thing about it is I realized I could have been a car designer because I could have designed that. As a matter of fact, I think I did in kindergarten.
53 to 31st.
So
53 to 31st.
we are going to go westbound on
175
Maryland.
Tango and Squad 2 assist. 545 Snelling Avenue North for a narcotics. Copy at 17.
Paramedics still needed.
Sorry about that. Negative.
Last week we had a shooting here at the what we all call Sam's Dairy at Sana's Market at Hazelwood and Maryland. That ended up being a murder. They caught the suspect. Actually, Patrick Scott was able to corner the suspect in the backyard and call in the troops, and it was a great arrest. Great work by all the officers involved. And sad deal, we hadn't had really a problem like that at that corner for years. When I first came here, we'll just let this truck out here, otherwise he'll never be able to safely back out. So that corner had been relatively quiet. St. Paul put in a camera there, public safety camera, and until that shooting last week.
University Avenue for a theft report. Comps person items were stolen. Time delay of 30 minutes. Comp also has video of suspect. Suspect is Windy 540, busting up that for a tickle. That's 1702.
Line 4, you can cancel 169.
Thank you.
That's 1702.
So the radio slowed down a little bit here in St. Paul, which is good. Give the officers a chance to take a breath and maybe eat some dinner and write some reports.
96. 99 squads available. Can we get a vehicle to our calls? No more traffic. So, happy 273. 273. Any open loop? No.
So St. Paul asked for a
283, 273, please.
car from a parking enforcement officer to come and sit on their toes so that the squads could get back into service. And that's one of the things that those parking enforcement officers do, is help with tows and blocking traffic and whatnot. So if you hear that, you can rest assured that
number is 174-555. 174-555.
most of those are people who are going to school to become cops, or but some of them do it as a career, doing parking enforcement, traffic direction, and assisting the squads. In some communities, you'll hear them referred to as community service officers, and they may do a lot more stuff, but St. Paul calls them PEOs. I don't know if St. Paul has CSOs, but most of the suburban agencies do. I was a CSO at the airport police department before.
1 hour, 2 time delay, 34 DT,
Minneapolis
20-year-olds
cop,
running around, loitering. Have also things that are weapons by the conversation he has heard, but has not seen any weapons. They're frequently there, he's just like to check the area. 179, going to second minutes. 536.
My apologies. You can cancel that squad for traffic. We're good here.
283, clear.
Come here.
Ready my tango in there. And you're clear. 283, in traffic.
New message.
All right, well, I have a commitment that I have to be at, so I'm going to be ending today's patrol. Wednesday, I'm sure we'll have the CAT team members will be out, the carjacking and auto theft team, and of course on Friday, the sheriff and Deputy Pat Scott and others will be out. So thank you for watching, and really appreciate it. And please share this broadcast if you get a chance.